Welcome to The Key with Kim Mills. I am so excited for you guys to meet my guest today. Beth Miller is with me, and she has an amazing new business in Columbus that we have to talk about. So Beth is the creator and founder of Fetch and Gift. We're going to be talking all about the ins and outs of what her business is and how she got to where she is today. So welcome.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
So excited that you're here. I think, why don't you start with just tell me about yourself. I know you were an attorney before, and when Fetch and Gift started.
Okay. Yes. So I'm an attorney by practice, but my career path has not been an easy one. When I moved to Columbus, it took me forever to find a job.
Yeah.
I just tried many different things, and then I was practicing, and then I got too busy doing other things. And so I would practice a little, take some time off, practice a little, and it's not my passion. It's hard to get creative with estate planning and probate work. The courts don't like you to get creative when you're dealing in the law. And that's the side I really wanted to lean into, was just to be creative. And my husband's finally like, you know what, just do something that you enjoy and you want to do. And I had never been really given that freedom. So I was like, okay, I don't know. I took like a month to think about it. And I was in Oxford, Ohio, visiting Joe, my oldest. And I was shopping with some moms, and one of the swim dads comes in and he's like, hey, I need a gift for this secret, white elephant or whatever. And so he told us like a little bit about her, and I ran around the store putting this gift together. And then by the time we made it to the next store, I was like, I know what I want to do. I want to give gifts. So then I had to do research and figure out how I could do that.
And Fetch and Gift is born.
Yes.
So let's back up a little bit. So you are a mom of three.
Yes.
Of three active kids.
Yes.
What are their ages?
So Joe will be 21 next month, and Gabe is 19, and Maggie will be 15 next week.
Yeah. So we're going to get into some life questions about the juggle and teenagers and all the things. But all right. So I have a question. What I want you to tell us about is, if you had to describe a person who would use Fetch and Gift, give me a little description of who that person is.
Well, it could be someone who doesn't have the time. Maybe they have an idea. They don't have the time to go get the gift. It could be someone who completely lacks an idea or needs to develop maybe a slight idea they have. And then we just make it so easy for them. We ask them questions, get their budget, occasion, and then go out and shop and present ideas.
Amazing. Yeah. So you could do special occasion. It could be like a big birthday. It could be going to college. It could be anniversary. It could be all of the above. Yeah. But it is, I would say it's luxe. I mean, you're really trying to make this feel special and, elevated.
Yes. Every gift, is unique and different.
Love it.
So I don't keep an inventory, because every recipient is different.
Yeah. Can we talk about the name and your logo? Tell us, first of all, for the dog lovers out there, I am a dog lover, as is Beth. Yes. So describe a little bit about the logo and just how you came up with the name.
I guess I had a vision. We have this one picture of our Chocolate, who we lost last year, and our Fox Red Lab together. And somehow, because our older dog hated the younger dog, but we had a moment where they were touching nose to nose in a professional picture. Oh. And to me, I just kind of wanted to use that. And it was a little difficult, so we went down to the one dog, which is like my Alice now, who's going to be 3 next month. And I just really want to incorporate my dogs. Like, they are always so loving, and it's unconditional. And I kind of want to give that through Fetch and Gift.
I love it. And how great is that? Fetch and Gift. It's so good. So yes, her logo is a super cute illustration of a lab. It's perfect. And once you get to know Beth, it lands even better, So I want to get into some questions about the business in particular. What was the key moment for you that said, yes, I'm on the right path? Could be with Fetch, could be as you got to Fetch.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm just trying to think of, I think it was just that moment in Oxford, in my favorite boutique down there, and it's been like, oh, this brings me so much joy. And then I did a couple of gifts for friends, and they were like, oh my gosh, this was so easy, and the recipient loved it. And that made me feel good.
Yeah. Well, and I think if you can do something that is bringing you joy, what's cool about what you're doing is you bring yourself joy doing it, but you're giving the joy to everyone else involved, which is really special. Yeah. All right. Share with me, was there a risk that you feel like you had to take on early on? And maybe what changed the game for you? Like, what was that risk maybe that you were afraid of, but it really was the game changer?
Oh, the risk was going into this without making a dime.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to invest in myself, and that's a little scary.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does it feel now?
I do really like it. It's
Good.
still scary
Yes.
because you don't have that knowledge of, this is what I'm going to make this month, or this is what I'm doing today. Every day is different, which I love. I like that it's not monotonous. I love it when I go to work, I can go shopping or I'm wrapping because I love to wrap gifts.
I mean, if there's one thing I hate, it's wrapping gifts. I mean, every time I'm like, oh, Beth, I know I'm going to hand you everything.
No, and I do that too. I'll just wrap.
Oh my gosh. So one thing that I love that you just said though, is the ability to do it scared. Because I do think as women, especially high achievers, I think we stop ourselves, right? At some point, it's like, if I don't have the whole plan put together, I feel like I'm not going to get started yet. So
Yes.
how did you like literally jump off of that?
I really think it was having my family support, for Rob to be supportive of my husband and then the kids and my parents, my whole family really were supportive of like, okay, well, build a website and get a logo. And I have great friends to help too, just kind of push me because it is frightening to just start something completely new when you're approaching 50.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, part of what I love about that is I think we underestimate the people that are around us. I mean, they really can be there to not just support you, but to nudge you in the right direction and encourage you to keep going. And doing it scared, we talk about it a lot. It's if you wait for it to be perfect, you're always going to be waiting. There's no such thing as perfect, right? So the fact that you're still doing it scared I find that very inspiring because I think any time that you're going after something and it's maybe not fully defined yet, who cares, right? You're figuring it out as you go and you are fully capable to do that, which is awesome.
And you take that jump and it works out. Like I decided this is it. I'm just going to launch my website on this day. Maggie, my daughter, was working. It was like shadowing day and she said she wanted to shadow her mom so she could go shopping.
Oh my gosh.
And I made her just wrap gifts and she took pictures. But that was the day I'm like, that's it. When Maggie's home, I'm going to launch and that's it. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. Like it was going to be some avalanche of orders.
Yeah.
But it was me just making a post on social media and being, okay, public can see my website. And there's probably 2 people that looked. I don't know, but.
Oh my gosh. But it's little steps. It's little steps that move the needle, not these huge, gigantic, like you don't have to have a giant launch party to do it. You can take tiny little steps. So for anybody that might be listening to this and you've got that idea of, something inside and maybe you've never told anybody, we would encourage you to go after it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to ask you about the grind. Obviously, you're your owner, founder, you're doing all of the work yourself. So give us a little bit of the journey that people don't see, like on Instagram. What is the grind like for you? Maybe take us on the daily. Because for someone who maybe doesn't love shopping, I don't necessarily love going in and out of places. It's exhausting going shopping. So tell us a little bit about your daily grind.
Well, I can even just tell you what I did yesterday. And I said my favorite way to get steps, and then I mentioned this to you earlier, is by shopping.
Yeah.
And so I had a client reach out. They're like, hey, I need a gift by Sunday. It's short notice, so sometimes it's hard to get personal items. But I did a little research on my computer, presented some ideas, then went out shopping and gathered some ideas. And for the first time ever, I was in a cigar store working on a gift too.
Nice.
I'm like, well, I learned a lot about cigars and humidors.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and then I come home and just make sure everything, then it's back into mom mode usually by then. But
yeah, that's awesome. That's so great. All right. Tell us a little bit maybe about like the lesson. So I always feel like people hate discussing failure, but I think we were chatting about this earlier when we were talking about our children. I think it's where we can find the most learning if we let ourselves experience failure and push through it. So maybe it's not failure, but maybe it's a what was I thinking moment. Have you had that? And what has taught you the most so far?
Yeah, I definitely have had that moment when I'm like, all right, I have no clients. But then I'm like, all right, well, it just means it's time to rethink it and maybe do a little pivoting or rethink how you're marketing yourself. And I'm still working on that.
Yeah. Okay. If you had to narrow it down to one thing, your secret sauce, because a lot of people, I'm not saying that I mean, you can do this a lot of different ways, but what is your secret sauce in this?
It might just be that gift giving is my love language. And I don't know, it's hard to put into words. Like it's my passion to make people happy and to show they're appreciated in a unique way.
Yeah. And it's about a feeling, I think,
Yes.
at the end of the day.
It absolutely is all about the feeling. Yeah.
So you're handing stuff, but it really, I think, especially when gift giving is your love language, I think you understand the emotion behind it. So you're really actually giving that emotion, which is really pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's talk about advice. I'm sure you've had a lot of advice through your life, but where you are right now with the age of your kids, starting a business, being accomplished in your first part of your career, what is the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten that you can really hang on to?
Don't be afraid to take a risk and kind of follow your heart.
How do you not let fear take over?
Well, I did that for a lot of years. So I think just some of it comes with age too. Just being able to take the leap.
I love it. I love it. That's all stuff we have to look forward to as we get older, right? We're not as afraid. It's still,
That's so true. Yeah.
you're not as afraid,
Yes.
but I do think there's something about that excitement, right? I don't know. I think sometimes if you're uncomfortable, it's actually a good thing, right? When you get too comfortable, it can feel like I'm ready to check out.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, good for you. All right. I want to ask you a little bit more about the industry that you're in. Have you seen anything, I would say, that is changing? You know, like when you think about instant gratification, people can get things like, delivered to their door in an hour. How do you see you being able to kind of interrupt that with what you're offering?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with what I do is the presentation. Because not many people, I mean, I can order something from Amazon and have it at the door later that day, but to receive a beautifully wrapped gift, that just makes it that much more special.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the little details, I think, that people hang on to,
Yeah.
It makes it feel like it's done with love. Mm-hmm. So what has been the most rewarding or that like pinch me moment of this whole journey? Maybe it's like when you saw your logo, or maybe it was when you had your business card. You have a great business card. What was that kind of pinch me moment like this? I'm actually doing this.
My photo shoot for the website, my friend did it. And when I got the pictures, and then I was showing some other friends, and my one friend was like, this is a brand. You've made a brand. And I was like, oh, that's all I've wanted. And so that was like my big moment. I'm like, okay, then I can maybe do this.
Absolutely. Can you help us with, I know I asked you advice that you had been given, but for somebody that might be listening to this, and again, maybe they have an idea or feel like a pivot might be happening in their life, or they want to change directions, what advice would you give her?
I think it's surprising how much support there is out there that you don't realize you have until you want to make a change. Mm-hmm. I would say look for that, lean into it.
Love that. All right. I want to know what inspires you. Maybe it's a book or a podcast or a person or music. Where do you find your inspiration?
Oh, that is such a good question. I don't know. I feel like I'm always looking. Like I'm looking maybe just on Pinterest or Instagram, or I'm out in the store, or just anywhere. I'm always looking. Rob and I were walking through Sears one time, and he's like, eyes ahead, eyes straight ahead. We got to go. Because I'm wandering around looking, taking it all in, coming up with ideas.
Yeah, you're curious, a curious creative.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I do think you can be inspired by everything around you. You just have to look up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So when people look back at your work, what is it that you hope that they say?
I really feel special and loved.
That's amazing. Okay. I have some questions about how you juggle all that you juggle. So wife, mom of 3 really busy kids, and a career. So if you can think about that juggle, I feel like a lot of times people use the word balance, which I don't like, because I feel like that's not really true.
Not really balance,
maybe it's harmony more than balance. But what advice do you have in those moments of, you just feel like all the balls are in the air and something's going to drop? What advice do you have to that busy mom listening?
Focus on the most important things that need to get done. The laundry can wait. I'm sorry if the kids run out of underwear, but it's not the end of the world.
Target's close by.
Yes.
That's wonderful. All right. So your kids are all athletes, very good athletes. From a sports mom perspective, can you give some advice from a parent perspective on how to embrace your kids' journey?
Oh my gosh, you can't take it too seriously. I mean, I always say to the kids, I loved watching you swim. I love watching you play lacrosse. I loved watching you tumble. And my whole goal, I want them to be happy and good people. And if sports helps them do that, then that's great. We have to keep it in perspective.
Yeah, keep it in perspective. So you have college athletes. So, I mean, it's like, this is something I feel like there's a lot of pressure, I feel like right now on kids and also parents that, if you are talented, then this must be where you continue to go.
Well, absolutely.
How did you guys navigate that with your own kids?
It was the boys who really pushed themselves to be swimmers in college. They have to decide for themselves. And we're like, we'll support you the entire way in whatever you need. But if you're unhappy, then you don't have to do it. And Maggie I think that her two big brothers swam in college or swim in college. And she's like, well, I have to play a sport in college. I'm like, Maggie, you don't have to play a sport. If you want to, absolutely. She's like, well, I'm not sure. I said, well, we'll just do what we can do. And if you decide to go that route, we'll be ready. And if not, it's like no big deal.
I love that. I feel like it's very important. I mean, we know each other from sports and athletics, and I was fortunate enough to watch both of your kids swim. But I do think there is this pressure that parents feel that their kids need to be doing that.
Yes.
But for you to really go to the kid first, like what makes your child happy? If that is making your child happy, great. You can be supportive, but you're not driving it, which I think is really, really good advice.
I learned that early on. You can't make your kid want to tackle people in football. They have to want to do it themselves.
Yes.
And maybe football's not for them.
Yes. Try it and you're going to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So here's some quick fires. First thing that comes to mind, just shout it out. One local spot in Columbus that you think everybody needs to know about.
I would say Thread.
Love that.
Yeah.
I always have to ask, what is your coffee order?
Oat milk latte, hot.
Hot.
Unless it's really hot outside.
Then you'll go
Then
iced.
it's iced.
All right. What is one life hack or time saver that you swear by?
I always clean up as I'm cooking. Because then when the meal's done, I don't have as much to clean up. It's not overwhelming and daunting.
I love that. I love that. All right. What's your guilty pleasure? Something that people might not expect about you.
I really love Swedish fish.
You do?
I do.
I do too. I love them. All right. If you had to give one key takeaway for anyone listening, what would it be?
Believe in yourself. It's okay to take a risk. And I know sometimes it's harder as a woman to do that, but you don't get the support necessarily. But I mean, it's worth doing. I'm giving it a try.
I love it. All right. Before we go, we need to talk about the fact that the holidays are quickly upon us. In fact, when we're recording this, what did you tell me? How many?
There are 16 Fridays left. That includes this Friday until Christmas.
Okay. It's coming. It's coming at us fast.
Yes.
So just say a little bit about, share with us what you can do to help people with that holiday madness.
Oh my goodness. I can help you just wrap gifts. My mother used to give me all the gifts to wrap, even my own. She would put them in a box and I would just watch Christmas movies and wrap because I love to wrap. I do it all. Just give me a budget, an idea, give me a whole list of people, whatever it is.
Isn't that amazing? Like you could have a list of people and here's what I want to spend, and you can send that to Beth and she will literally take care of all of it.
Yep. And drop it to your door or their door, wherever you want it.
Incredible. What about from a corporate giving standpoint? Will you do corporate gifts as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It could be for just your assistant or it could be for a team of people.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't forget about Fetch and Gift during the holiday season. All of Beth's information is going to be in the show notes, so you can reach out to her directly. But 16 Fridays from when we recorded this till Christmas. That's crazy.
It is
coming at us
crazy.
fast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, new episodes drop every Tuesday. Please subscribe and share this with a friend so you don't miss our next conversation. I am so excited to be on this journey with you. And until next time, remember, the key is in the details and the journey is just as important as our destination.